speaking of debt, we gotta talk about this Gap deal, man, with Kanye,
man.
It's officially
with the Al
dead.
Green joint.
Yeah, it looked like he got that hot grits thrown on that dude. You know what I'm saying? First of all, shout out to Kanye. Salute to him. I do understand what he's doing. His look doesn't really help too much.
Not the Al Green.
Touch is saying, man, you know, the whack R&B super friends will take off. They probably would, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they probably would. Sadly,
man. It's still some Lucy's and some Rebeccas that would probably go ahead and cop.
Yeah, man, cop that album and you cop them Steph Curry sneakers, man. Just listen to it, man. Like,
some Amy's out there who are copying. Some
Amy's. Oh, I got that new Pleasure P. Did you get that? No. But speaking of Kanye, man, like I think he did a dope move as far as getting out of this Gap deal. They was always kind of hating, and I think a lot of it, man. I want y'all's opinion on it, but my little dumb opinion is that Kanye is cool, and you can't like remanufacture it. So a lot of time people are like, hey, we'll do a deal with you. Find out how you moving, and then we'll make copies. Adidas was doing it. Yep. Gap kind of like fumbled the bag, literally fumbled the bag by making it the clothing homeless stuff. Like, and then also other brands are mad that Kanye first he couldn't get into the fashion game. Now he's running the game by selling you like goofy little hoodies and stuff that are overpriced, even though some of the stuff he didn't want overpriced at Gap. So again, he's coming out the deal. Also, if you haven't heard, 50 Cent is basically getting out that Stars deal too, and basically controlling his situation as well with Power in those series. So do you guys see this as a trend? Do you guys like it? What's your thoughts on this, man? Because you guys are the industry insiders.
Well, we've talked about ownership on this show like a bunch. We talked about cats having creative control over their projects, whether it be your brand, your fashion brand, or it be something that you're doing from a script perspective. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood perspective. We don't own like the studios. I mean, outside of your Tyler Perry type cats who's you know, he's got the studio joint. But I think now dudes are starting to understand like when you trying to basically have the carbon copy of your hard work, you know what I'm saying? Then they trying to own, you know what I'm saying, some of those brands and stuff that you're trying to put out. You know, basically like some of your artistry work that they're trying to own those too. And I think this is a good move for Kanye that way too. If he takes a small hit contractually, that's fine. But to be able to at least have your integrity intact and have your creative artistry intact, I'll take that all day. But black artists, black filmmakers, man, we gotta own our own like studios and stuff. We gotta make sure that we have full control and autonomy over what we are doing and market it to who we want to market to, and put the price tag on what we want it to sell for. That's the thing too.
We the creators, man. Why not do the business too?
Exactly, and we doing the designs. We doing the designs, the artwork, everything, writing the scripts. And they trying to take all that from us, man. Like we've said it a million times, like there's no fun when it comes to corporate America, because at the end of the day, there's that dude on that jet ski, you know what I'm saying, who owns everything.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We got to get out of that. We got to get out of the whole corporate America.
Dude, he couldn't even sell a hoodie without them hating on the bag it came in.
Exactly.
Yep. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Bebo. I'm done.
No. We, obviously we talked about this before on a prior show where it seemed like they're definitely swiping Ye's designs behind closed doors, smiling in his face in the process, and kind of giving the cold shoulder. And basically, I believe I also said it's not too far off from Dame Dash getting left out of a Rockefeller meeting regarding Jay-Z during the Black Album time frame. You know what I'm saying? And Ye was just getting left out of several things that was promised to him that was supposed to take place, but apparently I believe there was a different CEO at the time of the initial partnership, but now I guess there's a new CEO, and they got just a different mindset about Ye and his business ideas, to where as as Iceberg alluded to, you know, you're trying to take the blueprint, say, thanks, we'll take it from here, and lowball his items
Right.
to where nowadays it's like, hey, look,
thanks,
you know,
buddy. We got it now.
We got it from here. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you.
But then what happens as a result of it? Look at the stock chart. I mean, you don't have to be an investor to know when something's looking bad and when something's not so bad, you know, with the green versus red and the arrow going doom, 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 doom. But why is that? Because regardless of what you think about Ye's fashion sense, people will buy from him because he just knows how, he just understands fashion and he knows how to make people buy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold up. Touch is saying I've always heard heard trying to change things from within ends up changing you. Better to attack from the outside. I totally agree. What you think, Bebo?
Well, I think that's what he's doing. I think that's what he's doing because he wants
to open up his own stores.
Right. So, which is also what we talked about. You know, he's opened up his own store, and I believe it was ATL.
Black Wall Street.
Yeah, Iceberg mentioned
Wall Street again.
Yep. And Iceberg, speaking of Black Wall Street, you know, again, the store in ATL where he's looking to hire a store manager with 10 years experience. Iceberg mentioned a shoe store, I believe it was in Philly.
And
you know what I'm saying? So he's doing his own things. San Antonio, okay.
Manufacturing
and these are great markets.
Ownership mindset,
basically to try to do that stuff in. To me, if I'm Ye, I'm going for like your medium-sized markets, like your San Antonios, your Kansas Cities,
and starting there,
your Indianapolis
blow
of the world, your St. Louis's of the world, and then just blow it up.
Exactly,
because then you get people who will buy into it.
Start small, grow big.
People who will buy into it.
Let me ask y'all this question though. At the time, remember when he did some of these deals, he was still owing Kim some dough, correct? Do you think he took these deals at the time to pay her back?
It's a possibility. I wouldn't put it past.
It's a possibility.
I wouldn't put it past him.
But I could have sworn he paid that little loan boy off. Like,
remember he gave her 10% of that Yeezy deal with Adidas though.
Yeah, he did. But I thought that was more so of like a
that was a love offering.
It was a love offering because I thought the share was so baby. You know what I'm saying? That it wasn't really going to be. I mean, to have 90% of Yeezy brand, as much as that is worth now, I'd be okay with giving her that little small 10%.
Well, what I'm saying at the time, though, was it really like maybe she was pushing the deal? Like, hey, you know, we can basically sell out. You know, we can sell out, honey. Shout out to Nightmare, too, man.
You know she was. Shout out to Nightmare. Shout out to Nightmare. Fact.
Yeah, definitely become the plug. Well, you know, too, there was another coercion that we just spoke of this past Wednesday from Mommy Chris, you know, the madam of a certain tape. Certain tape. Yep, something like that.
Yeah.
This cat's the worst. So I'm just saying I wouldn't put that as a surprise, Iceberg, in my mind, if coercion was to take place behind closed doors in a situation.
We know what's going on behind closed doors with Yeezy and
exactly
that family.
But
this thing, man, shout out to him, shout out to 50. Everybody holding it down, man, getting their money up, getting their money up. And that's why we call this the episode Family Business, because you know it's grand opening, grand closing. Yep. So, you know, it's on the better and bigger things, man. I think Ye's going to be doing something dope. I see Chris had the little shades on. Chris
Rock?
Chris Rock, he was in the picture with him, man, with the little shades on when you go to the optometrist, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them dudes, man.
And Ye rocked him too during whatever interview that was. He was rocking.
And what's dope is, you know, again, he was basically being shown with the stocks going down, man. I love it. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, they try to knock men of color and how we can actually move the needle. And I love that the fact that Ye's not backing down. And to me, you know, a lot of cats don't really rock with Ye, but Ye's really doing more for us than most people think. You know what I'm saying? He just taking a lot of hits because he's the first one doing it.
So you couple that with the fact that he basically has he's essentially become fashion in a sense, in a significant way. Maybe not, of course, not only, but to a significant degree. I would encourage Ye to be careful out here moving forward. I imagine he might be, but he just needs to be careful.
This dude has the influence of our age group and these young dudes. These young dudes are at high school wearing them goofy little sandals that look like a spaceship. So again, I think a lot of that corporate situation is let's try to make him uncool. And I think Kanye is so dope and so ahead of the game. There's no way you can do it, in my opinion.
The stock numbers show that as proof.
Facts.
You can't deny those facts. So